Up front, it's Michael McDowell sliding to the bottom of the racetrack. He'll slide across the nose of Brad Keselowski and seal off the inside lane. That will leave the middle lane led by Austin Cindric, and McDowell throws a block there.
There goes McDowell through that middle groove. He's blocking Austin Cindric. Behind Cindric, you have Chris Buescher, and at his left elbow is still Brad Keselowski. That outside lane led by Kyle Busch is getting momentum off the corner. He's got help from Ryan Preece.
They do have a lot of momentum all the way up against the safer barrier. Here they come through the tri-oval. Now they'll go 3 wide for the number 4 spot. They're going to go 3 wide for the number 2 spot. The outside lane is moving.
All the way to the penthouse goes Kyle Busch. He's got a ramrod his way to the outside lane. He's going to challenge Michael McDowell. McDowell's stuck in the middle. Here comes Keselowski on the bottom, 3 wide for the lead.
And 3 wide to the balance of the entire field. Kyle Busch in his blue Chevrolet leads the outside lane. You've got Michael McDowell in his red and yellow Ford in the middle, with Brad's white and green Ford down low.
Can they keep that 3 wide formation? Well, Michael McDowell busts out of the box, so now he's got the clean lead, goes down to the bottom of the racetrack, throws the block on Brad Keselowski. Fight is on for third between Kyle Busch, Austin Cindric, and Austin Dillon.
Michael McDowell at the front of the field. Behind that, it is just chaos. You've got Brad Keselowski, Austin Dillon, Austin Cindric, and still Kyle Busch pounding away on that top lane.
Relentless in his pursuit of the lead in that outside line. He's gotten shuffled back now to about the 7th position. He's got Ryan Preece. He's got Gilliland in his back bumper as well, trying to regroup.
Rush hour traffic in Talladega, Alabama on a Sunday afternoon. They are stacked up 3 wide behind the race leaders in Michael McDowell and Brad Keselowski. Austin Dillon downstairs, Cindric in the middle, Kyle Busch up top.
The best racing is from third on back, and that is where you will find Kyle Busch on that way outside lane, right in the rim. Now he gives the wheel a tug to the left, goes down to that middle groove and blocks Austin Cindric. Kyle Busch now challenging for the lead.
That blue and white Chevrolet Camaro of Kyle Busch now goes to the middle lane. He's side by side with Keselowski for the number 2 spot. Everybody continues to chase Michael McDowell, but once again, Ryan Preece is leading the outside.
Michael McDowell content to watch it all happen in his rearview mirror, and there's a lot going on back there right now. Here comes Ryan Preece. Outside lane, 3 wide. He'll drop down to the middle and challenge for the lead.
Ryan Preece will slide across the nose of Kyle Busch. In turn, Michael McDowell will jump to the middle and throw the block on Ryan Preece. Everybody dancing around on the Alabama Gang Super Stretch, and everybody in hot pursuit of Michael McDowell.
These are dicey chess moves being played out at over 190 miles an hour, and Michael McDowell right now is in that top spot. Filling his mirrors is Ryan Preece. They are single file. The third place battle is 3 wide. Keselowski, Busch, and Todd Gilliland.
And Dan Hubbard, when you do it right, you come to the front. Kyle Busch, in a matter of 5 laps, climbed 26 spots. Dave Moody on the leaderboard. Right now, he is running smack dab in the middle. They are to his right. They're to his left.
Sometimes it's like an elegant ballroom dance at 195 miles an hour. Right about now, though, it's more like a mosh pit. They are throwing blocks and racing 3 wide for the lead.
Ryan Preece will move to the bottom. He'll seal that advance off. Michael McDowell moves to the top, and he'll try to block that lane. Kyle Busch leads the lane in the middle. Again, 3 wide formation for the entire field in 3.
Michael McDowell getting all kinds of help now from Todd Gilliland. They are rim riding through turns 3 and 4. Ryan Preece hanging on that bottom side, but it's McDowell who goes back to the top spot. He's trying to bring Todd Gilliland with him.
Well, click off lap number 22 this time by 38 to go here in stage number 1. And Dave Moody, it's furious, it's fast out here, but there's something romantic about NASCAR racing at Talladega.
There really is, Alex. Our dear late departed comrade Barney Hall said they don't race them anywhere like they race them here at Talladega. Never more true than it is right now as they chase Michael McDowell.
Quite a thing of beauty to see everyone stacked up in 3 wide formation, dancing from lane to lane, throwing blocks. It's all great when it works, but when it goes wrong, that's when the chaos ensues. Right now, Michael McDowell is the ringleader of the chaos in 3.
Nice speed on the part of Ryan Preece, however, on that bottom side. Brad Keselowski right behind him says, let's giddy up, and he does. Preece now gets a nose out of front, but here comes McDowell back on the outside.
And looking like 36 Air Force Thunderbirds in formation at 191 miles an hour. Michael McDowell this time's got his teammate Todd Gilliland right behind.
The safest place to be is at the front of the pack where nothing bad can happen in front of you. His teammate Todd Gilliland right on his back bumper to keep him there. Ryan Preece runs for the moment to load in third. Then it's 3 wide the rest of the way.
The front three have shifted lanes. They all pull to the bottom lane of the racetrack. They ride up against the double yellow line at the bottom of the Alabama Gang super stretch. Still, Austin Cindric leads the middle. He's in a 3-wide battle for third. Kyle Busch to his right elbow as well.
Kyle Busch simply will not go away. He's working that high outside line. Here they come. Looks like Justin Haley is right behind Busch, but he is stout. Busch now running alongside 2 other cars for the 7th position.
Ford Mustang Dark Horses occupy the top 3 spots. First, Chevrolet is 4th in Kyle Busch, the highest running Toyota at the moment on this lap. Denny Hamlin back in the 14th spot. They go back to turn 1.
And again, the lead is a single file affair with McDowell and Gilliland. Then it's Preece down low, side by side with Austin Cindric for position number 2.
The lane that's prevailing right now is the middle. The third lane led by Kyle Busch starting to fade just a tad. It'll lose a position here, lose a position there. Now the leaders will move to the bottom. McDowell and Gilliland throw the block on Preece, and here comes Busch and company back to life.
Here he comes around that outside, dueling with Todd Gilliland, if you will, for that second spot, almost wheel to wheel. McDowell on that low side has the lead, bringing Gilliland and Kyle Busch and Ryan Preece behind.
Kyle Busch looking very good. Teammates looking even better in McDowell and Todd Gilliland as they lead back to the line. 25 laps complete. We got a long way to go in this one. 35 laps to go in stage number 1. Michael McDowell leading over Todd Gilliland, Kyle Busch, Ryan Preece, and Austin Cindric, top 5. Justin Haley is up to 6. Chris Buescher in front of his teammate and owner, Brad Keselowski. They go 7-8. Alex Bowman right now 9th, and Ryan Blaney is 10th.
Rest of the top 20 on this lap. Austin Dillon is 11th, and it's Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Daniel Hemrick, and Noah Gragson, along with Joey Logano, the top 15. Denny Hamlin back to 16th. Tyler Reddick 17th. Martin Truex Jr. 18th. Chase Briscoe and Ross Chastain make up the top 20.
Came by in that order, and before they got to the start-finish line down here, Bouchard had pulled to the left on the inside past both Labonte and Waldrop, and he ended up winning that race by just mere inches. It was such an impressive win.
The yellow and white Buick that he was driving that day. It was a fantastic drive. Mr. Marshall Plants, thank you so very much. Thank you for being a 5-star hero, and thanks for being our guest here at Talladega.
Well, I'm very honored and humbled that Yellawood would select me for this privileged award, and I want to thank them for what all they did.
Enjoy the rest of your day here in the Yellawood 500.
Thank you.
That is Marshall Plants, the 5-star hero from Yellawood.
In a word, insanity here at the Talladega Super Speedway. They are 4 wide, 6 rows deep. This is absolutely incredible racing across the line, led by inches. Alex Bowman, they are 4 wide, headed to 1.
When you began the interview, Alex Bowman was back around 16th, 18th place. Now he's battling as part of a 4-wide battle for the lead, along with Kyle Larson and Ross Chastain.
Now it's 3 wide for the lead, but it's 4 wide behind them, and here comes the 4-wide lane led by Daniel Hemrick. Bowman on the bottom, then Larson, then Chastain. Hemrick now from the outside to the lead.
I don't understand how they're doing this lap after lap after lap. The near misses have been many. Right now it is Bowman most maybe a nose out in front. 4 wide for the top spot. Throw in Kyle Larson, Ross Chastain, and the 31 car of Daniel Hemrick.
The sunshine in Alabama dances off the paint schemes. 3, 4 wide, continues 4, now 5 rows deep, headed to turn 1.
We've described 4 wide at Talladega as only in an emergency. This is no emergency. This is just the height of competitiveness. 4 wide, 6, 8 rows deep to the back straightaway.
And the cars have been dancing around. They've been leaning on each other, and they've been keeping it in a straight line. Hemrick at the top. 1 lane down is Chastain. The next lane down is Larson. And the lane on the bottom is led by Alex Bowman.
This is why they are referred to as some of the best drivers in the world. They are putting on an amazing display. Again, it is Bowman down that low line. You can say he's got the lead, but not really. There's Larson, there's Chastain, there's Hemrick.
They are on their feet here at the Talladega Superspeedway, and why not? I don't believe anybody has ever witnessed something like we are watching right now. 4 wide for the lead, and they're back in 1.
I've been coming here for more than 3 decades, never seen anything remotely like this. 3 wide for the moment for the lead, but Alex Bowman is trying to fill the hole on the inside. He'll do it. 4 wide again at the front.
Here comes Bowman again, charging hard down at the bottom of the racetrack. Again, stacked up 4 wide for the lead, about 7 rows deep. Behind Bowman on the bottom. That's where Justin Haley slides in. Michael McDowell, Todd Gilliland, and Joey Logano, all these downstairs.
Who is going to blink first? That's the question. Now Chastain gets to separate himself from the rest of the field. Bowman now duking it out with second with Kyle Larson. Justin Haley and Austin Cindric also part of that bench.
Further back, 11 drivers have bailed out of this. They want nothing to do with it. If you're in the meat and in the willy wags here, Dave, sometimes you just don't have a choice but to be in it.
Yeah, those 11 drivers at the back have gone to the bomb shelter right now, just waiting for the explosions to begin. At the front, a rare moment of, well, semi-calm. Ross Chastain alone with the lead.
Ross Chastain has broken free from the muck and the mire, so he will lead the middle lane. That is the second lane from the bottom. He's got Kyle Larson right behind him. Larson will emerge 4 wide from third on back as they race to 3.
That's where you'll find Daniel Hemrick, Austin Cindric, Alex Bowman, and now Ty Gibbs. Looks like Kyle Larson is trying to mount an attack on the leader, Ross Chastain, not having much luck at all as the field exits turn 4.
The pack of 23 separated by a half a second as we work lap number 46. We have 14 to go. At the front of the field at the moment is Ross Chastain. Just doesn't look real. Last time by, Alex, at the front of the field, the top 24 cars, 4 wide, 6 rows deep.
The grandstands here at Talladega Superspeedway are a mile in length, and that's why so many people come to Talladega. The infield is sold out, watching these unbelievable NASCAR Cup Series drivers do 3 and now 4 wide, lap after lap after lap. And Todd Gordon, all you can do is smile and enjoy this show.
Yeah, it's a spectacular show, and they're putting on a heck of a piece here. You're stuck. The lanes are kind of where they're at, and if you're third row back, you're kind of stuck in the position there, waiting to see when we get to the point where the crew chiefs and the engineers say, we've saved enough, let's push our lane forward. It'd be interesting to see if one of these lanes gets that key first and pushes itself out in front.
And Dave Moody, the Hall of Fame broadcaster with the Motor Racing Network, Barney Hall, years and years and years ago said they don't race them at Talladega like anywhere else in the world. It worked then. It works today.
I don't think he ever saw anything like this either. I think he was talking, Mike Bagley, I think he was talking 3 wide, nothing like this.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about that. We have far exceeded that boundary, Dan Hubbard, although there's a thinning of the herd now up front.
Finally starting to bust up at the front. You have Ross Chastain as your leader. Ty Gibbs now slots into that second spot with Kyle Larson in third, single file.
Steve Post, as you hear Dan and Mike describe this draft beginning to bust up, is that a good thing or a bad thing for some of these teams?
Well, I think Todd Gordon actually hit it on the head as far as fuel mileage goes. And when they were running 3 and 4 wide, Kyle Larson cued the radio. It was a Chevy Alex Bowman alongside, a Chevy Ross Chastain alongside. Kyle talked about, now tell these guys, let's control these lines. Let's control these lines. That sounds like fuel savings. Sounds like maybe that age, or that era of this race has ended, as now they're starting to mix it up and somebody's starting to step out. That one is Ross Chastain.
8 laps to go. It's Chastain, Gibbs, Larson running third, Cindric fourth, and Alex Bowman fifth. Daniel Hemrick, Chris Buescher, Justin Haley, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, top 10, 3 wide off of turn number 4 and back to the tri-oval.
3 Chevrolets control all 3 of the front of each of these lines. Alex Bowman downstairs, Kyle Larson in the middle, Ross Chastain topside. The Toyota of Ty Gibbs begins to shove Chastain.
Gibbs wants a little piece of the action. He is in that 3rd wide outside line as the 4 wide stuff has taken a bit of a hiatus, at least for the moment. Still, though, at the front of the pack, it's Ross Chastain.
He's trying to block them all. He started at the middle. Now he's going to go to the top, and he'll stay there up the back straightaway. Now he's got about a car length over the rest of the middle and the bottom lanes. But here comes Larson on a shove from Austin Cindric in the middle.
Kyle Larson is in that middle groove. Thought about going down to the bottom lane, but Alex Bowman Bowman was there, and now suddenly they're 3 wide for the top spot. Bowman down low, Chastain up high with Kyle Larson, the man, in the middle.
All right, Todd, we are down to 7 to go here at the line. Is it time to burn whatever fuel we have left in the tank?
Yes, and I think that's why we've seen it back down to 3 wide, and we're seeing these guys be more aggressive on the pushes. Austin Cindric pushing Kyle Larson forward.
They work their way to turn number 1.
Ross Chastain still at the front of the pack. Now Ty Gibbs is going to jump off his back bumper, slide down to the middle of the lane. He will make a challenge for the lead as they hit the back.
Ty Gibbs wanted to go all the way to the bottom to try to block the advance of Alex Bowman, who now leads that inside line, but he'll stay in the middle. On the bottom, you've got Bowman. You've also got the car of Justin Haley, Michael McDowell, Todd Gilliland, Joey Logano, and Chase Elliott.
Ty Gibbs fades just a little bit in a 4-way battle for that second spot as now Ross Chastain opens up some room between himself and Alex Bowman. Put it at about a car length and a half. Here comes Kyle Larson in that middle groove.
Denny Hamlin trying to do it the hard way all by himself. He has formed a 4th lane all the way up against the outside safer barrier. That will not work. He's going backwards. Chastain at the front of the field.
Hamlin screaming for help, but getting none. He has dropped back now. He'll find some room down in that 3rd wide line, back around 12th to 14th place. Head of the pack, it continues to be the Melon Man, Ross Chastain.
It's Chevrolets at the controls. The Chevrolet of Ross Chastain. You've got the Chevys of Alex Bowman and Kyle Larson side by side for second behind him. 3 wide further back as everybody now begins to elbow their way for real estate off the end of the backstretch.
Chastain going where he has to go if he has to throw on a block. Right now he's kind of halfway between the middle groove and the low lane. He's threatening to block Alex Bowman, and he does off turn 4. Bowman in second. Kyle Larson and Justin Haley side by side for third.
For the moment, that inside lane is beginning to get the momentum. They've gotten 3 cars now to break away. Single file. It's Ross Chastain, Alex Bowman, and Justin Haley.
Ross Chastain with more blocks than Legoland right now, trying to hang on to the lead. For the moment, he can settle down on the inside. Down on the double yellow line, he's got no challengers to the right elbow.
3-car breakaway, now a 4-car breakaway in the middle lane as the bottom lane as the middle lane and the outside lines fade for just a moment. It's Chastain, it's Bowman, and Haley, the first 3 on the bottom of the racetrack.
It is a little bumpy there through the entrance of turn 3 and the exit of turn 4. Ross Chastain managing those bumps very, very well. Still holding on to the top spot. Bowman by himself for second. And still Haley, Larson, Michael McDowell, and now Austin Cindric round out the top 5.
And we have valuable stage points up for grabs here in just 4 more laps. 3 wide for the lead. Kyle Larson, Ross Chastain, and Alex Bowman.
Young Money trying to make his run for the front. He is in the 3 wide outside lane. He's lost momentum. Drafting help nowhere to be found for the moment. Here comes Denny Hamlin to the rescue, but Larson is back outside the top 10.
We were 4 wide. We were 3 wide. Now it's starting to settle down to 2 wide with that Larson lane all the way on the outside fading and in mid-pack. Chastain leads up the middle, but here comes Bowman downstairs with a full head of steam.
Austin Cindric and his Ford trying to bust up the Chevy trio up at the front. It is Chastain, it is Bowman, then Cindric side by side with Justin Haley. That's the fight for the 3rd spot. They're 2 by 2 by 2 in the top 10.
Coming down to the line, 3 laps to go this time by in stage number 1. Ross Chastain, our latest winner on tour from Kansas. He's at the front of the field. He's got Alex Bowman downstairs, and he's got drafting help from behind from Austin Cindric.
He knows the move is coming. He's just not sure which lane it'll be. It's the low line. He drifted up, trying to throw a block on Austin Cindric. He was successful there, but Alex Bowman fills the hole.
And here comes the 3rd wide line again. This time it's led by Ricky Stenhouse Jr. His green and white Chevrolet powering to lead around the outside of everybody. He'll do it with dragging help from Larson, Buscher, and Ty Gibbs.
Stenhouse had the lead momentarily. Now Ross Chastain in that middle groove takes it back. He's got Alex Bowman to his left elbow. Austin Cindric right behind the leader. It is a fast Javelin Cars up at the front.
Stage points only pay the top 10 playoff drivers. Outside of the top 10 right now, including Byron, Logano, Bell, Elliott, Hamlin, and Briscoe, but they're right there in the middle of it all as they head back to 1.
Dinner bell's about to ring as they all make another run at Ross Chastain. This time the outside lane has got some momentum. Chastain trying to fight back in the middle line as they come off turn number 2.
Now you've got points that's dangling there at the end of the stick for these drivers. We were 4 wide at half that stage. Now you got points hanging in the balance. Who's going to get them? They're all trying to in double and three wide formation.
Ross Chastain getting a heck of a push from the Ford of Austin Cindric. That means Chastain gets a little bit of a benefit. Here comes Cindric now. He'll go to the bottom, trying to get to the inside of Chastain. Nothing doing as they exit off turn 4.
Ross Chastain drifted high, blocked that lane, comes back to the bottom. There's no more blocking for Chastain. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. on the outside lane. He's got drafting help from Kyle Larson and Chris Buescher. They'll go to the front of the field as we begin the final lap of stage 1.
Ricky Stenhouse winds it up tight in the outside lane. Larson will follow him around the outside of Chastain. He goes to second. Ross Chastain now side by side for third for Chris Buescher.
2-car breakaway in Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Kyle Larson. They're going to ease their way to the bottom of the back straightaway. They'll throw the block on Larson. That'll leave Chris Buescher to lead the lead in the middle.
Field pours into turn 3. It is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. showing the way. Kyle Larson right behind him, and an aggressive push from Ross Chastain. Larson holds on to second with Austin Cindric to his right elbow. Make that Chris Buescher. Chris Buescher now chasing down the leader.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. may be out front by too much. Here comes a pack, and they're going to run him down. Chris Buescher to the lead. Here comes William Byron to the outside. The green and white checkered flag is in the air, and Chris Buescher across the line in position number 1. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. just got out front by too much off 4, and he will finish runner-up to Buescher.